I was horrified when I heard Donald Trump talking about unleashing fire and fury against North Korea like the world has never seen before. And then, of course, you're going to get a reaction of North Korea that is threatening Guam. And it is all extremely frightening. You know, we went through 2 world wars, and there were 2 uses of nuclear weapons in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And today is precisely the day, 72 years ago, where the U.S. used a nuclear weapon in Nagasaki. So it's not just a made-up possibilities. There are real possibilities of a nuclear war, real possibilities of World War III. And when you think back of those times, were people doing enough to try to stop things before they went too far? Well, who knows, but we can't risk that. We have to really rise up now and say the world cannot afford a nuclear war.
So I know that Congress has to approve anything before anything is done. So who are you trying to reach out to today by organizing this protest?
Well, first we're trying to say to Donald Trump in the White House, and hence we're standing right in front of the White House, to stop the escalation of rhetoric and to tone it down, that we want negotiations. But we also are sending a message to Congress, because Congress really has the key to pushing for negotiations. We saw in the last administration under Obama, one of the best things that he did during his whole time was to negotiate a peace deal with Iran. And so we are calling on our congressional leaders and on the White House to negotiate a peace deal with North Korea. We're very concerned that Donald Trump wants to rip up the peace deal with Iran, and we want him to not only keep that, but to use that as a model for negotiating with North Korea.
So if we do escalate tensions more with North Korea, what exactly does that mean for our resources? What does that mean for our military, etc.?
We already have 83 U.S. military bases in South Korea. We're spending a tremendous amount of money on 28,000 U.S. soldiers in South Korea. We've just put over $1 billion weapon system called THAAD that is supposed to be an anti-missile system in South Korea. We do these, quote, war games several times a year that are very, very expensive. So the U.S. taxpayer is paying a lot of money, and it's several $1 billion. And this money is really needed at home, and this money is not making us safer, it's actually making us less safe. We think that the THAAD system, which is called an anti-missile system, you know, if the North Koreans launch missiles, the THAAD is supposed to come up and hit them before they land. But according to many people, 1, it doesn't work in real-life conditions. 2, it is just increasing the level of militarization. And 3, many people in South Korea don't want it because it puts them in the crosshairs. So that's one example of a way that we could save over $1 billion by not deploying this system.
What was the crowd like just about half an hour ago?
We had a great crowd here, and we feel like this was all done at the very last minute, and people were excited to come out and respond immediately. We're going to do a 24-hour vigil and stay out here during the night. We're available to talk to people. We'll be giving out flyers. We'll be using the time to leave messages at the offices of our representatives. And we think it's really important that we respond quickly when our government does something that really could lead us into war.